It gives me great pleasure to introduce to the stage the founder and chairman of the Kokoda Youth Foundation, Mr. Doug Henderson.
Thanks, Kev. Good evening. How are we all? Good. Oh my God. What was that? How are we all? Tell you what, guys, you're going to need a lot more energy than that in 2 weeks' time. So let's try it once more. How are we all? That's the way. Lots of energy. Look, thanks, Kev. I was talking to his teammates down there a little while ago, and I said, "How do you shut him up?" I mean, you know, I've been accused of chatting a bit, and I do. But Kev's the champion. He really is, you know. But they have a method. They take him up a big hill. Halfway up, he closes down. So we know how to get to you, Kev. So thank you very much for being here tonight. How many newbies here tonight? How many people have never done it before? My goodness. How many have done it before? These are the crazy ones, honestly. You don't know what you're in for. I cannot believe how many new people there are this year. That's quite extraordinary. It's great to see you here tonight. You are in for an amazing adventure. Most of you hopefully know that by now, and you know that there are a couple of things, and Kev will go into a number of those later, that you need to remember. But I'd like to just bring out a little bit about why we're here and how this, I guess, came about for me and for all these amazing young kids that we've got and our wonderful volunteers that make it all happen each year, as well as our staff. It's an amazing small organisation that really punches well above its weight. We don't do any promotion, or didn't until very recently when Naomi joined us, and now we've got an amazing young lady that's really good on this social media, whatever that is. I don't understand much of it at all. But you need to know why we're here, and the reason we're here is way back in 1942, long before any of you were born, and even before I was born, amazingly. An amazing event took place just north of Australia on the Kokoda track in Papua New Guinea. I am a veteran myself. I was in Vietnam, and I knew very little about the campaign in Kokoda until the 24th of July 2004, when I went to an RSL conference, and it was the only RSL conference I'd ever been to, so I guess it was meant to happen. And the guest speaker talked about the Battle of Kokoda and the significance that battle has to do with our country. And I could talk to you all night about it, and I won't, but I'd just like to tell you a couple of things that maybe some of you, like myself, didn't know. In 1942, PNG was actually part of our country. It was a territory of Australia, the same as the Northern Territory or the ACT. So that made it a bit special. It was actually our war. It was the only time in history that we've been to war for ourselves. Every time the Poms go to war, we put our hand up. The Yanks go to war, we put our hand up. The Kiwis go to war, we'd probably put, well, maybe we wouldn't for the Kiwis, but and, until they stop beating us in bloody rugby, but anyhow. But seriously, this is actually our war. I really implore any of you that don't know that story to get hold of one of the many books. I happen to read Peter Fitzsimon's book. Of course, it's an easy read for a simple bloke like me, and it's more of a novel. But it really covers the whole history of that amazing campaign, and more importantly, the extraordinary valour, the courage, the endurance, the mateship and the sacrifice that you are all going to need when you're out there in 2 weeks' time. I can guarantee you, if you have those 4 qualities, you will do a lot better. You will get your team, short of someone having an injury, an ankle or something like that, you'll get your team to the finish. As long as you've done one other thing, and that's put the time in up until now. If you haven't trained for the last 3 or 4 months, you're going to be in trouble. Trust me. Any of you that haven't, when you're out there, think of tonight. Think of what that bloke with one eye said. If you didn't train, you're in bloody deep shit. Of course you're going to be, folks, let me tell you. But if you've trained, it's really all up here. Kev will talk to you more about that later. But it is really a team event. Look after one another. Don't ever let any of my checkpoint captains talk to me, talk to Joe, their event manager, and say that teams were coming in spread out. Stay together. Look after one another like our diggers did in 1942. It's an amazing story about a group of men that were poorly trained, unlike you people, that were poorly equipped and really very poorly armed, that went up there and fortunately were beautifully and magnificently led by a fellow by the name of Ralph Honor, who joined them after the battle had started. Great story, please read it. It will inspire you. If you could get onto it between now and the fortnight, read it. It'll inspire you while you're out there. So look after one another. And I can tell you another thing that's going to happen, another small thing that happens in Kokoda Challenges. When you finish this event, one of two things are going to happen. You are going to have bonds with your teammates that will last forever. Stories you can tell at dinner parties about these amazing 3 other people you walked the Kokoda Challenge with. Or you'll never speak to one another again. Guaranteed. So guys, I've really talked enough. I'm incredibly proud of where we are today. These amazing young people up the back who all walked the track last year or on the track at the village experience. They're just, they really are a reflection of our community. They're from all sorts of walks of lives, and they're all young champions, they really are. The leaders with them are all volunteers, so when you finish doing this silly event, stick your hand up and come and volunteer. We won't pay you anything, but we'll give you a great experience working with great Australians. So thank you for being part of our little event. Thank you for being here tonight. And one last thing I want to mention, which I've just been reminded by my wonderful PA, you'll see a picture up here of Camp Kokoda. Any of you that are from schools or organisations, this is our 600-acre, is it up there? No, it's not. That picture down there is supposed to be a Camp Kokoda up there now. It's not there. Okay. Well, do I have to press a button, do I?
Not anymore, you don't, don't.
Mate, in my day, you change the gear, put your foot in the clutch and away you go. I can just press the bloody buttons, but anyhow. This is a property we bought about 6 or 7 years ago. It's an amazing opportunity. It's a small opportunity for young school people and not-for-profit organisations to come and experience some of the Kokoda values. It's run by magnificent staff out there, 600 acres. It's all, people actually, young kids come out there and they say, I didn't know those white round eggs come from this bum of a chook. I thought they came from Coles or Woolies. So seriously, it's a great opportunity out there to get back to nature. No iPads, no phones, no nothing. Cook your own meals, send them away and we'll give them a great time. Thank you so much for being here. All the very best in the Kokoda Challenge. We'll see you out there on the track, I'm sure, and look after one another. Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you, sir.